Afternoon, people. Welcome to Class with Coco. I go by the name of Classy Coco, and you already know how it goes. Today, I want to talk about something that is unseen. I want to talk about the negative energies within this world that we can't see, but they affect us and they can also interact with us. Now, anything I say in this video is strictly theory, and the reason why I label it as theory is because I have no concrete evidence for you to prove any of the phenomena that I may reference in this video or in other videos. However, they are true to me in the experience that I've had and what I've seen. So, there's so many things within this world that are unexplainable. There's some things that are just sensed and energetically felt or just implanted as a thought. So many of us are beginning to open our minds to the fact that there is an unseen world. So today I wanted to talk about spiritual warfare and what I feel like is happening based on my experiences. I am a little nuts, guys. There are different types of human beings, ranging from psychopaths all the way down to empaths. And then you've got everything in between there. Imagine a grand piano with all those notes, but all those notes represent the different levels of archetypes in terms of human beings. When you look at the grand piano and the keys on the piano, those keys can be mixed in a variety of ways to create never-ending sounds that sound different. Some may sound similar. And this is how and why individuals are so uniquely different, because they are a mixture of varying degrees between good and bad. There's good and there's bad and everything in between that. So from hot to cold in terms of human beings and their personalities. All of us are permeable via energy, meaning that who we are and our electromagnetic field and our energy is constantly interacting with other energies around us. Now, the human soul is energy in one of its purest states. And that's what animates us as human beings. Now, there seems to be a dark spirit or spirits that possess human beings. These energies can affect any of us, whether you're good or bad. These energies are able to operate from us all. However, the control that they have will be dependent on the person or the host mindset. So I'm going to try and break this down. Let's just say it's a negative energy or negative spirit. Some might say demon. That permeates a human and tries to implant thoughts and stuff like that. If those thoughts are accepted by that host, then that energy is able to work through them. That energy knows that that individual is able to be influenced and used and they're actually able to animate that person too. So you could be looking at someone and their name could be Keith, and you see Keith, and Keith does his thing, and we all know how Keith is. However, Keith also has an entity or energy attached to him that operates through him as well, because Keith ain't really a nice person. He's very selfish, and he'll hurt others for his own good, and we're not talking to save his life. So this kind of individual is a perfect host for that kind of energy, because that energy can thrive within that host, that person, because their energy, their frequencies kind of match. Sometimes Keith questions himself though, because Keith isn't all bad. So sometimes Keith questions himself. But this energy is able to implant thoughts within Keith to keep Keith functioning as a host. So let's just say this type of energy tries to attach to someone else. Derek, for example. Now, Derek's a nice person. Derek questions himself a lot. His energy tries to attach itself via thoughts with Derek. And Derek, when thoughts come to Derek, that's a bit nuts. The thoughts are a bit weird. Like, Derek's not accepting these thoughts. Derek says, do you know what? I pray against things like this. Like, nothing bad. Derek is that kind of character. This host is unable to work through Derek because Derek is not accepting the energy. Their frequencies cannot align at all. There may be some alignment within the frequency, but Derek is not willing to act on none of these thoughts that this spirit or energy is trying to push onto him. So these negative energies can attach to negative people. There's also positive energy that, can attach to vice versa the same way to positive people. When that person gets that positive thought, it sounds like a great idea to them. Why not? That sounds lovely. They take it on board. Same concept. When this good thought try to implant thoughts or tries to help out the negative person a lot of the times, like, you know what, fuck that. Nah, I'd rather do it this way. That, nah, doesn't want to hear that. However, both these energies are able to afflict the opposite of who they are via other people in your life. So, for example, that negative energy wasn't able to attach itself to you because you're a good person. However, it can attach itself to someone else in your life and affect you via that way. A lot of the times, those negative energies come into people's lives via people and attack them through people. And this can be in the form of abuse and in just a toxic relationship anyway. When people are in toxic relationships, which is normally an attachment, that negative energy is able to crush your spirit in such a way to lower your frequency, and therefore then they're able to affect you. So that can happen the other way too. A lot of people who are negative get good people sent into their lives. That good spirit or energy can try and get close to that negative person via the good person to, teach them stuff or show them the right ways in which a human being's supposed to be. And so people need to recognize that there's a hidden energy behind us all that can affect us, that works through other people to affect us. And they have to be mindful of that. A lot of the times you'll find that when you are spiritually aware and when you do spot someone that's close to you or in your life that you think, nah, this person, something ain't right, like their energy ain't right, and then they give off clues to let you know that, you know, nah, I need to let this person go because they're bringing bad energies to my life, and that I just am not growing. I know I'm not going to grow with that person around me. You'll find that another person will quickly want to fill that role that that person had and come round to distract you again. So the negative energy within this world a lot of the times tries to attack good people via other people because they cannot get to you. So they have to get to you via people. So there's an energy, an unseen energy, or there can be spirits that have no vessels within this world. Whatever this it is, there's good and there's bad, and these can possess people depending on what frequency you are on. They can also implant thoughts and ideas, which is why some people might have some crazy thought to go and do something like randomly, depending on your mindset and the frequency you're running on. That will determine whether you would take that thought on as your own or question that thought as, no, that's not something I would want to do. So these energies can influence you in both positive and negative, and they also can run through human beings because we're permeable, meaning that the energy can go through us, and that energy can also carry data too. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say today. God willing, in future videos I become more clearer and concise with what I have to say. I must say I'm used to talking to people one-on-one. Wishing you all a good week ahead. Catch up with you all soon. Bye. That love need you, baby.